Our Chief of Staff, City Attorney. Today is Monday, December 8, 2025, and this is the City of Romulus City Council Special Meeting Study Session. This meeting is to review a presentation from Cantella Capital Group for the purpose of considering their addition to the city's approved list of depositories in which city funds may be deposited. At this time, we will have roll call. Councilwoman Abdo. Here. Councilman Bullock. Here. Councilman Jones. Here. Councilwoman Roscoe. Here. Councilwoman Talley. Here. Councilman Wadsworth. Here. And Councilman Wilhide. Here. Madam Chair, there is a quorum for tonight's special meeting. The special meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, roll call. 2, agenda. 3, discussion, the presentation from Cantella Capital Group. Number 4 is public comment. And number 5 is adjournment. And a motion will be in order to accept tonight's special meeting agenda as presented.
So moved. Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Jones for the approval of the special minute agenda. Mr. Wadsworth?
Here.
Mr.
Here.
Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhide?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, City Council. That brings us into our discussion. To open the discussion will be our City Treasurer, Stacy Page.
Thank you, good evening, and thank you for being here early. 5:30 is kind of an early meeting. But this evening, I have Jay Landstein here from Cantella Capital Group, and he's going to do a presentation. I'm looking to add him to our depository list, which I will provide to you guys at the next council meeting for approval. And those are businesses or investment groups that we do business with in banking.
Members of the council, thank you for having me at the meeting. Again, as Stacy said, my name is Jay Landstein. I'm one of the principals of Cantella Capital Group. You guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep. Screen jack up, so I can't. As Stacy mentioned, I have a presentation, but I don't think anyone needs any more reading and listening than you already signed up for today. So if you have any questions, feel free to interrupt. I don't intend for this to be a lecture. City attorney may want to read all the disclosures you guys like. So a little bit about our firm. We kind of have 2 divisions. We have our retail division that works with individuals, small business owners, and then we have our institutional municipality division. So we work nationwide. We're based in Boston, but I think Michigan's going to start getting into taxes pretty soon if I spend any more time here. So on the retail side, we do kind of traditional wealth management, fixed income trading, and then on the institutional side, we do a lot of the same products, but kind of for different reasons. Obviously, a city has different investment needs than even an employee of the city, for example. So on the institutional side, we're looking at investment policy, development, and specific client-driven events that drive the portfolio. On the retail side, it's more traditional financial planning, trust and estate planning, tax planning, those types of services that don't really pertain to city business. So we have 4 partners in the firm. Myself and Bill McAvoy run the municipality relationships. We're the majority owners of the firm. And then we have 2 other partners who work mostly on our retail side. As a small firm, we're very hands-on with our service model. We try to be very responsive to our clients' needs. We don't have assistants. We don't have a call center. It's just us 4. We try to be very accessible and do everything from paperwork to trade settlement and everything in between. We work with a number of Michigan municipalities. We have about $150 million in total Michigan municipality assets in our custody. And then some of our larger, especially county clients, use central custody. So we'll make an investment for them, and then they'll actually settle it at one bank or trust company that they hold all their assets. So like that'll be like Oakland County, Ottawa County, or examples of that. And then we manage about $300 million of retail accounts for individuals and small businesses. As I mentioned, I spend a lot of time in Michigan. We're a member of many different organizations, the Michigan Municipal Treasurers, Michigan Association of County Treasurers, that are all Michigan specific, and then the Association of Professional Treasurers, which is US and Canada, and then a number of the local county associations. We go anywhere and everywhere in the state. The pins represent our current clients, so we're all over lower Michigan as well up into the UP. We worked with about 30 total clients today, most of which have been counties to date. But part of the reason we joined some of these other associations is to get to know cities and townships as well.
So I do have a question.
Sure.
I don't see any Wayne County on here. Y'all don't do any business in Wayne County. And then I see a couple of cities, Grand Rapids and Muskegon. What other cities, I mean, is there some cities on here that just not listed on here that you guys do business with?
We don't have a lot of cities and townships right now. That's a focus of our growth.
How long y'all been in existence?
So we just formed our entity this year, but it was kind of a spin out of, we ran our own broker-dealer and investment advisor. So I was CEO of the broker-dealer from 2009 until 2022. We sold the broker-dealer, I gave up all my headaches, and so I could work with clients. So our entity is relatively new, but I have almost 25 years' experience in the business.
So since you're talking about that, let me ask you this, because I was kind of confused on some of the dates, how this rolls consecutively. It said previous role, what's your name, Jay?
Yes.
Jay, previous roles as CEO, 2009 to 2022, Chief Information Officer, 2006 to 2022. They kind of overlap a little bit, so I'm just, how does that work?
Yeah, so I did both. I started in 2002 as an intern and never left, basically. So we had no technology group. I started the technology department, started automating my own job, and accidentally kind of fell into one role after another. So I ran our operations group from 04 to 06 and 07 to 09. I became CEO in 2009, and I continued to manage the technology group. So we had, I think at our peak, we had 10 full-time folks in IT. Yeah.
And that seemed like the case for Bill McAvoy as well, the same thing? He got
Yeah.
the same story?
He started as an intern and then took over the trading group. He started our fixed income trading and ran that as long as we had our broker-dealer. And then once we sold the broker-dealer, he and I kind of split off. And the broker-dealer was mostly back office and advisor facing, so we were dealing with advisors calling into us, and I have this client situation, I have this problem, this paperwork's not in good order, how do I fix this? And we kind of said, all right, we want everyone else's problems to be their problems, and we just want to work with clients. So we separated from the administrative side of the business and formed this entity. But we've worked together for almost 20 years now.
And I'm sorry, this one's for Stacy. How did they come into the radar? How did they come in our radar?
So they attend, as he had shared, these different organizations in the state of Michigan, like the Wayne County Treasurers Association. I think Bill sits, works with Tracy on that.
Yeah.
The Wayne County Treasurers Association. But the conference that I go to, their speakers, they attend them. So this Michigan commitment, I see him at all these different events.
Okay.
And I speak with other investors, other treasurers, and people that do business. So that's why I wanted him to list. And again, they're just getting into the city portion. And as he'll explain, I have to follow Public Act 20 as well as our own investment policy. So he's not going to be making anything that's not approved by me anyway. So it has to be things that are obviously, the first thing on their key is safety. So we're going to make sure that those investments are safe, right?
Got it, because, in the presentation, there are eyes and ears in the market, but even though there are eyes and ears, they're coming to you.
Right.
With what they're seeing out there, they're coming to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Wadsworth?
If I could, to our treasurer over there, is this gentleman's firm going to replace somebody
No.
that we're already using?
No,
No. Okay.
no. No, you just want to be diversified when you do investments. You don't want to just go with one or two companies. You want to make sure you're diversified. And as we've talked about before, there's only so many things that I have the ability to invest in because safety is number one, obviously. Interest is the last thing we're worried about. We want to get the best interest, but of course, this isn't like we're going into the stock market or anything like that. Not allowed.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And so, I'm sorry, so the diversity piece you're speaking about, was there a gap in what we have right now that they're coming in the field?
No, I mean, we move money around, so
Okay.
obviously, there's the cash flow analysis that's done, so obviously, you gotta make sure the money is available to pay the bills. But when we collect taxes and we're holding them before disbursements, because we do it on the 15th and the 30th of every month, That goes into investments, which is usually a money market, but the longer term, it invests anywhere from 6 months up to 5 years, which our city policy allows me to do.
Right.
And so I invest with different companies with different investments that are all approved.
Okay.
And that's when I bring the quarterly report to you. That's showing you all the different type of investments that,
No, I get it because, but he's new to us,
Yes,
so
yes.
that's why I'm asking, because I'm like, okay, we got some people that we've been getting these quarterly reports on
Yep.
quite for a while, so now we're trying to change up, so I'm just trying to understand the change.
right. And it's not like, just so you know, like, we have other investors that you have not met, but we do invest with them. They may only hold a few things. I don't know how much he's gonna
Okay.
hold. I've got to see what he's able to present, but to move forward and even do business with him, it's a good practice to bring them to council so that you guys can hear
Okay.
him, that you guys can, give me your feedback and then your approval, but I still have the responsibility to do my job, make sure everything's vetted and that I'm only in and investing things that are allowed.
Gotcha.
Because I'm
And I-
accountable for that.
Okay,
I just want to make one comment. I appreciate you doing this because I've sat here for years and departments do things that we find out after the fact. And I appreciate what you're doing here.
Anything I can bring in front of the board, I'm bringing because I want
I
everybody
think you
to be aware.
understand the point I was making. about
Yes, yes.
We find it out after something happens after the fact that we didn't know about. Thank you.
You're welcome.
okay, Jay, I didn't mean to interrupt your
No, no, not
presentation.
at all.
Please proceed.
And if you want to call John over at Wayne County and tell him that he should call me back, that'd be great.
You say who?
John Kravitz is the investment officer at Wayne. They're actually, to Stacy's point, they're doing 100% of their business right now with Loop Capital. And
Okay.
And Eric is going to open an RFP process next year. So
Gotcha,
they're on the list.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
thank you.
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about my background, you don't need to probably hear much more about me, but, I spent most of my career in the back room fixing problems for other people and not really having a lot of fun, so this is a much more rewarding role. As I mentioned, my partner Bill McAvoy kind of started on a similar track. He started as an intern and never left. Really, we both learned the business and kind of grew up in the business together and learned a lot of different things. The back office roles allowed us to learn really the plumbing of the industry and how trades get settled, how trades get executed, and also what can go wrong. We saw all the compliance, legal, regulatory matters over a couple of decades of mistakes that other people made and how things go sideways, and that was really kind of a blueprint of what not to do in a lot of ways. So as Stacy mentioned, there's a lot of different things we do for our Michigan municipalities. It's not just product. We help with investment policy reviews. We'll look at policies and say, PA 20 is the governing statute. That was last revised in 2008. A lot of municipalities have not revised their investment policy to take advantage of some new products that they can invest in, or they may have tried to revise it but didn't write it clearly or missed something. There's also people that just have antiquated policies. We had a county sinister policy that says they hold everything in paper form in the vault, which the U.S. Treasury has not issued paper since 1986, so policy's a little out of date. So that policy is really making sure everyone's on the same page. That's the purpose of it, that the municipality is saying this is what we're approving, that the people that are showing them products are following those rules. And too often we find that one or both parties are not reading those policies. And then if something happens, then it's whose fault is it? Your policy was outdated, we showed you something outside the policy, no one wins in that situation. So part of what we're doing is making sure the policy is up to date with the statute, but also, almost as importantly, that the policy reflects what's actually being done. We just helped one of our county clients start unwinding a bunch of positions that they have a maturity limit similar to the city of Romulus, 5 years. Someone else sold them investments that were 20 and 30-year investments. And then when interest rates went up, those went down in value, and it was not a good situation for anyone. One of the biggest risks of what you're allowed to buy under Public Act 20 is that duration risk. It's not really that you're going to buy something that defaults. It is possible, but with the products that are allowed in the statute, there's not a lot of credit risk. But what there is you buy a 20-year bond and then you need the money in 5 years for a project and you can't get it. or you can't get it without taking a loss. So that's what's really critical to understand. And with a 5-year cap, that protects you a lot because you can only go to 5 years. But even within that, it's important for us to understand what those funds are. Is that tax money that's going to go out in 2 months, or is that earmarked for a project that's 2.5 years out? So that's a lot of what we do. We're also, as Stacy mentioned, we're your eyes and ears. So we're sending out offerings, even if Stacy's not saying, hey, I have money to invest, we'll send things out and say, this looks interesting, or here's just sort of a pulse on the market. So it's a way for us to educate our clients as to what's going on with interest rates. You see the Fed's cutting rates in the news. Well, that doesn't mean a 2-year bond is down. Sometimes the Fed reduces short rates and long rates go higher. And educating our treasurer clients about what that means for your municipality, and if you have money to invest, why it makes sense to do X instead of Y at a certain point in time. And then we'll also look at, sometimes there's strange fluctuations, like last week, treasury yields were way down and CD rates were way high compared to how those two rates normally are. So we sent out offerings to our clients to say, hey, here's a 2-year that's way above where it normally would be compared to a 2-year treasury. So those kinds of things happen from time to time in the market as well. As I mentioned, we're very relationship driven. We want to understand what's going on in the city, what's going on that affects cash flow, and be able to cater to that so that we're not sending you 4- and 5-year investment options when you need money that is only going out a year or two. So we don't want to send things that don't make sense, and we want to be making your job easier, not harder. A lot of what we also do around project-based things is you have a construction draw schedule and you know that X amount is going out in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. We can put together a ladder of investments so that that money comes back at the time you need it, but you can maximize your interest earnings in the meantime. Whether that's a bond issuance, and then everyone thinks you issue the bond, you break ground on the fire station the next week. We know the reality is that's not what happens. So we try to help optimize those cash flows as well. And then obviously when things are maturing, it's okay, do you need to spend this money or do you want to reinvest it? What duration, how far out do you want to go? And then we spend a lot of time also creating custom reports for auditors, for governing bodies, other interested parties. I'm, as I mentioned, a recovering IT guy, so creating reports is kind of what I've done for a long time. We also do a lot of education for our treasurers, especially those who don't have as much investment knowledge as Stacy. There are a lot of folks come into the job with no investment background. They may have a government background or they may have a finance background, but have never done investing. So educating treasurers about what's important to understand, and when we say this is what we mean, and do you really understand what you're doing? Because we don't want to ever have our clients in a position that they do something that they didn't understand and it goes sideways. That's not good for anyone. We know that we're a member of all these associations. All the treasurers talk. So if we do a good job for a city, they're going to tell people. If we do a bad job for a city, they're going to tell people. So that's really critical to what we do, is making sure that our clients understand what they're doing and that we present ideas that they can understand and either say, yes, I want to do that, or no, I don't. We don't want to be presenting a complex strategy that's up here to someone whose knowledge level is here. They say, oh, that sounds good, and then all of a sudden 2 years later, that wasn't what they wanted. So that's a lot of what we do as well. As Stacy mentioned, we presented most recently at the Michigan Municipal Treasurers Association conference last summer. They asked us to talk about kind of intermediate level strategies to help the treasurers in attendance learn a little bit more. A lot of people would think you want clients who don't know what they're doing. We find it's actually the opposite. Our more sophisticated treasurers are actually our better clients because they understand some of the nuances, and that's where some opportunity is. So it's actually to our benefit to help our clients understand more about investing. So that was all I had for my presentation. I don't know if there are any other questions.
Any questions from council?
Through the chair.
Yes.
I'm sure I asked you this and I've drawn a blank. Who's your custodial bank?
We use Bank of New York.
Okay.
We also have a relationship with Fidelity, but our municipality business is all at Bank of New York.
Okay, thank you.
That's it? Okay, I think we're good. Thank
All right, Thank you all
you.
for your time.
Thank you.
All right, if there's no more discussion from council, number 4 is public comment. This is the portion of the agenda for those in the audience who would like to address city council regarding tonight's special meeting agenda. Madam Chair, we have no one in the
Okay,
audience.
I think we're closing that out, huh?
Thank you. Number 5 is adjournment, and the time is 5:51.
So moved.
Support.
I'm sorry. It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe for adjourn this meeting. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we are adjourned.
Thank you, City